It is Monday, September 18, 2017, and the last couple of weeks we heard a lot about the crackdown from China, that they are trying to ban initial coin offerings and they are trying to shut down exchanges where people can convert yuan into cryptocurrencies. So people are now concerned, can governments actually shut down Bitcoin? And they cannot. And this video, the purpose is to illustrate that it is not possible to shut it down, because the way Bitcoin is designed is to work without the approval of any outside agency, without any approval of authorities or governments. And the best way to illustrate that, at least I think the best way to do that, is using a website called bitaddress.org. And it's kind of fascinating because you can there create your own Bitcoin account. You can create your own private and public key even without being online. So it is possible to go to bitaddress.org, then you disconnect your computer from the internet, from Wi-Fi, and then you can create your own public key here on the left and private key here on the right. The way Bitcoin is designed, you just need a combination of letters and numbers in order to accept or send Bitcoin. And this address here on the left is a mathematical function derived from this number here on the right. And the way Bitcoin here works is this combination of letters and numbers is so unique that it is impossible for somebody else to guess it, because the sheer number of combinations are so vast that we don't have enough computing power on the planet to guess that number and to put numbers behind that. The number of combinations to have this private key here on the right being guessed, there is 10 to the 48. That is a 1 with 48 zeros. 48 zeros might not sound impressive, but it is a very large number. And if we picture how many grains of sand we have on planet Earth, we are not even coming close to how many combinations of letters and numbers we have that represent the private key here on the right. But if we assume that for each grain of sand that we have on planet Earth, there is another planet out there with exactly the same amount of sand, and then we have to choose, okay, which planet do we go to, and then dig through all the sand that is on that planet and try to find that grain of sand that represents this particular private key. Then we are coming close to 10 to the 48. But even that number is still too small. We would have to multiply it with 1 million, maybe 1 billion, but who's counting? The point being is, this number is so large that the entire concept of Bitcoin relies on the difficulty of guessing this number. So with this number being unique, that nobody has ever seen this number before, Bitcoin says this is secure enough. Just because you have this very large number, you have total control over your account. And this website here, bitaddress.org, creates this really large number for you. And it also creates this combination here of letters and numbers, which is called your public key. This is the code that you need whenever you receive money, when you receive Bitcoin. This code here on the right, and that's why it's secret, is the code that is required for you to send money to somebody. And the cool thing about cryptocurrencies, and that's why they're called cryptocurrencies, is because these numbers here are related, and there is a mathematical function that you can generate this number here if you have this number. But you can't go the other way around. Knowing this number will not give you any idea how this code here looks like. To make a long story longer, you can use this website, bitaddress.org, to create your own Bitcoin account even when you are offline. And then you could fund it by sending Bitcoin to the public address here, and nobody will ever know that you have done that. And in order to do that, you just go to bitaddress.org. Then you disconnect your computer from Wi-Fi so that you are not connected to the internet. And if you are really paranoid, you want to use a brand new computer where you know that you have no malware on it and nobody is monitoring what you're doing. And if you then hit generate new address here, it creates a brand new combination of private key here on the right and public key here on the left. And if you then were to go and buy Bitcoin from some other dude, maybe on localbitcoins.com, or you convert some dollars into Bitcoin on Coinbase or whatever, you could then send these Bitcoin to the newly generated public key here on the left, and nobody could ever seize it because they have no idea where that money went. And this is what they call cold storage, because nobody knows this account exists. Only you know it. It's never been online, so you are the only person who can access it. And if you were to print this then out with the public key here on the left, the private key on the right, they then call it a paper wallet because you printed it out on paper. I know, genius. But you get my point. The fact that you can create your own Bitcoin account while being offline makes it impossible for a government to seize it. It's a whole different story, though, if you're using one of these centralized exchanges, because they have all your information on a server, and if they wanted to, they could seize the server and all the information within. And that is exactly what China is doing right now. But I think in the future, these centralized exchanges will be replaced by decentralized exchanges, and then we have some sort of Craigslist system that we deal with people directly instead of connecting to a central server where people are being matched up. We then just have an app on our phone, and with that app we do business directly with the other entity without any central organization holding all of our information. But we are not quite there yet. It is a difficult problem to solve, but give it a couple more years and I think we will get there. And in the end, I think this crypto boom is just in its infancy, and to me it is .com squared or something like that. I think the changes that we will see based on this technology will be tremendous, and I would not be surprised if there is going to be a huge crypto boom for years to come. If you have any questions about this, about cryptocurrencies or blockchain technology, hit me up on StockTwits. My handle is @OptionBob, or send me an email at crypto@sheeponwallstreet.com.